Now, in this video, we will going to discuss about the tailstock offset method or tailstock setover method. So, which is the offset? The offset is the distance between the center line of the live center with respect to the center line of the dead center. So, this distance is called offset, which is determined, which is equal to small x. And we need to determine this particular value. So, to do that, so here, the tailstock offset x will be equal to capital D minus small d into length of the entire workpiece LW by 2L. So that will be equal to K into LW by 2, where K is nothing but D minus D by L into LW is nothing but the length of the entire workpiece. So that will going to give you the angle, the offset distance x. The axis of rotation of the workpiece shifts by semi-taper angle alpha to the lathe axis, and the cutting tool travels parallel to the lathe axis. So that means the cutting tool will be traveling parallel to the lathe axis, and thereby we will going to be able to get this particular angle alpha. So as the tool moves parallel to the lathe axis, so that means it will going to be having the feed rate. Now, when it comes to the amount of tailstock offset is calculated by using this above formula. The work is held between the two centers, so that is between the live center and the dead center. And the adjustable screw of the tailstock is loosened, and slowly the tailstock is slided on its base by an amount of x mm from the lathe axis. The screw is tightened. A suitable cutting tool is selected and mounted on the tool holder, and the tool is brought nearer to one end of the taper and made it to just to touch the job. Deciding the depth of cut, the tool is slowly moved parallel to the lathe axis. As soon as the tool reaches the other end of the taper, it is withdrawn to the setback to the next cut. So only small tapers or long workpieces are possible, and external tapers can be produced. So this is how it will going to work with the tailstock offset. So this is the capital D, and this is going to be the small d, and this entire length will going to become small into length of the workpiece. So this is how you will be able to generate this, but only the condition is you are going to have only small tapers can be able to do it. That is basically because of this offset limitation, and the length of the workpiece should be large enough, and only outer tapers can be done or external tapers can be done. Next, we will going to take up the compound slide swiveling method. So here the cutting tool has to travel linearly at an angle alpha, which is nothing but the semi-taper angle to the axis of the workpiece. So that is alpha will be equal to tan inverse of D minus D by 2L. And a semi-taper angle is calculated by using this formula, which will be alpha. Then a suitable cutting tool is selected and mounted on the tool post, and the compound slide whose circular base is graduated in degrees is swiveled to the angle alpha to the horizontal and clamped as shown in the figure. So this is the figure where we have the workpiece is fixed here, and this is the taper angle. So tan alpha is nothing but capital D. So this is capital D minus small d divided by 2L. So this will going to be the 2L. So here, if you want, we can see here. So how it will going to be calculated? It is 2 alpha. So here, this angle. So when you consider this as the alpha, opposite side by the adjacent side. So opposite side is capital D. This entire thing is capital D divided by 2 will going to give you this length, and then this small d, the entire length, and d by 2 will going to give you this length. So what is this length? I want this angle to be taken. So automatically d by 2 minus d by 2 by L. So what is the length? So opposite side, that is d by 2 minus d by 2 is this length, and adjacent side is L, capital L. So d by 2 minus d by 2, that will going to take d minus d by 2L. So this will going to be the semi-angle taper angle alpha. Now once which is graduated in degrees, so whatever the degrees you have, so once you get that, so once you get to you switch the swiveling compound rest, you will going to rotate the compound rest by rotating by that angle, and then adjust the nut here, and you tighten the nut. Once you do that, then the carriage is locked by axial movement. Deciding the suitable depth of cut, the tool is brought near the job and make it to touch the workpiece and using cross slide. So that means you will going to come to this. So here initially the tool will going to be at this particular position, and then by using the cross slide you make the tool to touch here and then lock the cross slide. Then the lathe is started by rotating and the compound slide screw slowly by hand. So this is the one compound slide which will going to be rotated by using this handle, so that it will going to move the tool inclined to this taper angle. So it inclined at an angle of alpha with respect to the workpiece. And as soon as the tool reaches to the other end of the taper, it is withdrawn using the cross slide and set back to the next cut. Only short tapers can be produced due to the limited movement of the cross slide. The poor surface finish will be there because of the manual operation. That means you cannot have the automatic feed, only it has to be rotated by using the handle. So we are using the compound rest handle, so that wheel which will going to be rotated by hand. Because of that, there will be intermittent motion of the tool with respect to the workpiece. Thereby the quality of the surface finish what you will going to get, which will going to be less. So this is how the compound slide swiveling method will going to work. So this will going to complete the second chapter on the lathe. Thank you.